Alright, so this is gonna be a new demonstration video on how to use the Refine Edge in the new Adobe Photoshop. So, what you're gonna do is at this point, you're going to click and drag the background photo that you want to use. So I'm gonna just use this for my background, just the example on how to use the Refine Edge. And yeah, I'm just gonna drag this portrait photo here to use as the picture. Okay, so there are some differences with how the Refine Edge tool works. It's not really anything major, but it warranted a new video to demonstrate how to do this. So again, what we're going to use is we're going to use the Quick Selection tool. And this is going to allow us to quickly select the portrait in our picture. Okay, and again, we're mainly using this Quick Selection Refined Edge tool to delete the white background, only have the person in the picture. So this is actually one new thing that they added in Photoshop. So you can actually use the quick selection tool to select it, or another option you can do too is just do Command E to deselect my selection. Is you can actually click on this select object button or select subject button. You click on that, it should automatically just select the subject for you. So, this could save you some time if you don't want to use the quick selection tool. You can actually just click on this button here. But in some cases, though, if the selection isn't very clean, like, for example, this white background against this picture here, there's like obvious contrast between like the skin tone, the clothes here. It was really easy for like the computer to cut it out. But if in some cases, though, if the select subject doesn't work, then you would be required to use the quick selection tool. All right, and then then you would click on select and mask. So this used to be refine edge button, but they changed the name. So you click on that, and it's going to give you like the same option as before. So there are a couple of things you have to set up on your computers, because this isn't already set up on yours. Just make sure to change your view to it may be like on layer or some other option, but make sure you click on overlay, just because having that nice red pink overlay, it's really easy to see like what you need to cut out. You can keep these all the same. Don't change any of this. Change this option where you decontaminate the colors. And you can leave it at 100%, but if you look at the picture real carefully, though, it does clean up the little some of the, like, there are like some white parts on the edges here. It'll clean those parts up a little bit more. Okay, so you want to click on decontaminate color. You can leave it 100%. Change output to it may say selection, or but make sure to change it to new layer with layer mask. And you can click on this button that says remember settings to remember all of it. So next time you do it, then you don't have to change it back. All right, so originally you could just go over and color the areas, but now it doesn't work that way. So you can do Command Z to undo that. Yeah, I just held Command Z. So um, what they've changed is now you have like different brushes on the side here, and by default it's already on these quick selection brush. So basically this is like using the quick selection tool, but you're now using the this window to do it on. So yeah, I'm doing Command Z for that. But if you go on the very bottom, there's one that says Refine Edge. You really highlight it. So you have like a brush tool, lasso, and you want to click on this one that says Refine Edge Brush. So this is going to work exactly like the Refine Edge Brush. So the plus will allow you to select those areas. And again, the Refine Edge is mainly used to just clean up the edges. Mainly if you have photos of people with hair like this, or even anything with like fuzzy edges. This is going to help to clean up the edges a little bit more. So you can use your Refine Edge, clean up those edges. And yeah, that's all there is to it. So there's not really much that's changed. The location of this refined edge button is just a little bit differently. So this looks pretty good though. The hairs are cleaned up a little bit. There are some areas where it's a little bit gray, but we can clean that up more and when we use our layer mask. So you just click OK, and now your picture's cut out the way that you want it. So just keep in mind though, some areas though will need a little extra careful cleaning up. So like right here, I'm gonna use the layer mask, change to my brush tool, make my brush smaller, and I can clean up those edges a little bit more, if needed. You don't have to be super nitpicky on it, just as long as most of the picture is pretty clean. Most of this is pretty clean already. That's fine. Clean up the neck a little bit. The neck looked a little bit weird before. Just remember though, if you mess up like that though, you can always use the white to bring back the picture too. And I'm doing this all on 100 opacity, so strictly it's just for cleaning up though. But this looks pretty good though, the way that this cut out. But yeah, that's just only one difference though, is just the location of the brushes.